Hi everybody, thanks for watching. Hey, this is what they call an Enzo tub chair. It's a nice little one in my office. We have another one in the entry to the family room, and the kids are always pummeling that and jumping all over it. So I brought it in my office right now to show you what they did. This is where the front right leg used to be, so right there. What they did, these things are not incredibly well made, we knew that, but this is the leg, and there's the hole that this prefab threaded screw is supposed to dig into. And over time, with jumping all over it, this hole became loose, sawdust came out of it, and this thing doesn't tighten up anymore. It just spins in place. So I'm going to show you really quick how to fix a stripped wooden screw hole. And this works for not just, furniture legs. Works really well on furniture legs, but it also works on door hinges, and that's probably the most particularly useful spot. But so if you have a stripped door hinge, it's going to cost you about I don't know, 2 pennies to fix, and just a little patience. And all we're going to use are a few household items, some glue, and toothpicks. Let me go grab those. Okay, everybody, since the wife is not home, we went to the kitchen to get this done and have a little bit better light. This is the stripped out wooden hole that the screw can't get any purchase on, so it's just going to keep sliding. So what I'm going to do is just take some regular, in my case, I have these round toothpicks. I can fill this entirely full, but I don't need to because the screw itself is going to fill most of the void. I just want to get enough in there where once the screw gets threaded in there, it's going to have significant purchase and not come loose again. And that you simply use some glue. I prefer to use wood glue on all my projects. This is a Pro Bond. It costs $5 or $6. One of these will last me a year or two. So I'm literally going to use about a penny or two worth of this, and then these are almost nothing, So the wood glue, let's see, it costs, how long does it take to dry? Sets in 10 to 15 minutes. Times may vary by temperature, but dry overnight for best results. I'm in no big hurry to do this, so what I'll do is I'm going to put some glue on these toothpicks, stick them in the hole, and then let it sit overnight, and we'll come back with a little saw blade, cut the top off. So let's do it. All right, here we go. Took me a second to get the glue unclogged. It had a little cork in there. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit of this into the hole. Just a tiny bit. And additionally, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Additionally, I'm going to put a little bit on each toothpick. If you have excess glue, wood glue, you just wipe off with a damp cloth before it dries. You have plenty of time to do that. So I'll just put a little bit on each one. It's a pretty big hole. There's one. One toothpick might do it, but I want this thing to be rock solid. I can probably fit 10 in there. I think I'm going to put 5 in there, maybe 6. Just so when the screw goes in, it will either, it's going to push this new wood, this new matter in there, left and right and in all directions as the screw threads down the middle. Okay, there's 4. Push them down all the way. And when it pushes them tight against all the surrounding rigid material, that is going to be a solid fit. And that's what you want. Okay, I've used my penny's worth of glue. I'm going to use the glue cap as a thimble right now, press them all down. Look at that multitasking. Okay, so that's in there pretty tight. You know what, I'm going to put one more in. That's pretty good. And what I'll do, I'm going to let this set up overnight, and we'll come back and saw the top off and get ready to rethread that onto that metal screw coming out of the bottom of the chair, and that should do it. So stand by, we'll be back in the morning. Thanks. Okay, here we are the next day. You can see I really filled this in full of toothpicks. It's pretty tight, really rigid. What I'm going to do is just take a coping saw and cut this off. You could probably just use a sharp blade or a utility knife. They're just toothpicks. But I have this here, so I'm going to just cut this off really quick. And there we go. So I'll zoom in to show you what's left. That is now solid wood. Well, about 70% solid. and it's dried overnight, so I can go ahead and thread this back on to the other screw, and it'll be very, very tight. Let's go do that. All right, a little grainy. I'll back off a little bit. Here we are back in the repair shop known as my office, and I'm going to just take this block and try to thread it back onto that wood. Okay, I was probably blocking it the whole time with my shoulder, but I tend to do that. Here it is on the back of the chair, my dirty office. Excuse the mess. It is tight. I don't know if you can tell, that is one tight handle. So that's how we fixed a wobbly leg for probably 2 pennies. It took about maybe 20 minutes total time between setting it up, making the video, all this other stuff. This is a super effective, super cheap way to fix stripped wood screw holes. That's it. Hope you liked the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I always appreciate that. If you really liked it, feel free to make a small donation. But as always, thanks for watching.